do now is actually show you another couple of examples of songs. One of which, well, two of which actually, sorry to be a bit Bill Withers heavy, but two of which are by the singer Bill Withers, whose song we looked at previously, Lovely Day. What I didn't do is actually play to you what he does at the end of that song. He actually holds a note for a really, really long time, so I'm just going to grab that bit there for you. Literally count with me the length of time he holds this note. So there's a whole sequence of parts, some of which you've done already because we had a little practice of this one a couple of weeks back. But he has one part that sings a lovely day. So we listen to that together. He covers a number of bars before he takes a sneaky breath and comes back in again. So let's have a little look at that. Ready? Breath. So 4 bars. So he started that again after 8 bars. That was another breath after 4. So 8 bars, holding one note. It's a pretty decent amount of time, but you do need a lot of diaphragm support for that. And it just continues for the next few minutes. Quite a nice little bit of background music there. So that's Bill Withers' Lovely Day. So in order to maintain a note like that, when you're singing as a group, there's a really useful technique which we use in choral singing quite a bit called staggered breathing. So for example, we have touched on this briefly in previous weeks. Does anyone remember it? Wave if you do. Fantastic if you're waving, if not, don't worry. So with staggered breathing, what you do, you might have a section or individuals who take a sneaky little breath while the others continue holding the note. So it gives the impression of a continued long note. So you might have somebody over here singing, a lovely day. And when they take a little, the other person hears day, continuing that note to make sure that that note continues. And it gives the impression to the audience that that sound is continuous and that choir have got an incredible set of lungs each. So that's a nice little trick to use when you're singing as a group. Some brass players and trumpet players and people use a thing called circular breathing, which is when they are able to take in breath whilst continuing to sing. Some singers describe a version of this, but it requires making a sound whilst taking in breath. Okay, so you're in order to make the sound, you're breathing over your vocal folds. So it's a very difficult thing to do, but with an instrument, there are ways of actually maintaining that continuous sound, which is pretty funky when you're playing trumpet or what have you, or saxophone or something nice like that. Another example from a Bill Withers track, he sings this song, Ain't No Sunshine. Now, some songs have a lot of repetition. Now, in order to get through that repetition and give you the kind of quality of tone throughout without disappearing, I think what's happening here with Bill Withers is he emphasizes certain beats, so certain repetitions of the words I know on certain beats have a bit more of an emphasis, and then that allows him to absorb a little tiny, what you don't want is a big in the middle of a phrase, so you kind of absorb like a sponge air without giving a kind of sound of breathing in, if that makes sense. So let's have a little listen. So this is Bill Withers, and listen out for that I know when it comes in. Okay. Let's just have a go. Let's do a bit of repeating now. What you can do is have a little eye contact with the person next to you. If you're going to breathe, look at them so that they know not to breathe when you're about to breathe. And let's see if we can keep that staggered breathing thing happening. But also, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Have a little go at absorbing a little bit of air discreetly in between those phrases. Let's have a go at singing that when it comes up. Oh, give you a run up to that. Okay, another classic Bill Withers tune. I'm not obsessed by Bill Withers, I promise. It's just that those ones came up as potential examples. So, one of the key factors with breathing, I hope that all went well for you all, by the way. One of the key factors with breath control is planning. It's knowing what you need, knowing what you need and how you're going to maintain that sound. So